Alright, here is the paper pattern that I drafted myself. Just kind of tried to draw a heart in half and then I snipped around as I saw fit. And I'm going to use this to make a heart-shaped bag using the fur fabric from the last couple videos with the leopard print on it. I'm very excited to try and make these bags. There's two at least I want to try to make, but we'll see how many I can get through. Alright, so I'll be right back with some progress, maybe some cutting of the fabric, and maybe having already put some things together. I'm trying to make these videos shorter. I feel like they're coming out a little bit too long. But anyways, I'll see you then. I have all my pieces cut out for at least one bag. I don't know if I have enough for two. If I make another one, it'll be much smaller, like maybe for like a cell phone. But anyways, I have 1 and 2 of the fur fabrics, and then for the inside fabric I got this polyester satin, this very cute pink color. So I have the two insides, and since it is a heart shape, I thought maybe because of the odd shape everything would be going into this corner. So I thought maybe it would be nice to have an organizer like wall in there. So I have these two pieces that were cut from part of the heart fabric, and I cut off the top parts of the heart. So I'll be attaching these together, and then when I put all of these inside and outside together, I'll sandwich this in there, and then there'll be like a little compartment. So let's see, let's get sewing. Alright, here we go. I'm going to sew the inside partition together first. I had to think for a hot second. So I have the top part attached. I'm going to flip it over, and these raw edges are going to be sandwiched in the inside of the bag. So I'm going to sew them together right side out after I steam this nice and even. I'm going to start with a straight stitch over this seam, and then I'm going to go down the edges. was too close. I have to put it a little bit farther from the edge. Alright, not too bad. On to the next parts. I have the inner lining lined up, and I marked where I want to have the purse opening. It's going to be a little bit smaller than the width of this top part because I want it to keep like a nice shape. I don't want any of these like flapping around or anything or becoming too loose. And I don't have like flat, like large pieces of interfacing, otherwise I would probably try to use that to make something be stiff and stay where it should be and keep the shape it should be in. So anyways, I don't have that, but that's okay. Honestly, I think it's fine. As long as I just, you know, don't mess up. So I'm just going to be sewing from these marks that I made, just all the way down and then back up. Both of the fur pieces now have some interface tape on the edges, so I'm going to put these together along the bottom side, and then I'll be putting, I'll be attaching the inner lining to this top part of the heart. So I will show you how that looks in just one moment. We have done so much sewing. I forgot to attach this ruffle that I wanted to put on, so I had to undo all of this, and I attached the ruffle and I sewed back everything pretty well, and I just finished also adding some like clasp hook things, and I sewed everything over, and I forgot that I needed to flip it out, so I just finished cutting open this part and I'm gonna flip it out now. So let's hope it turned out all right. Here is the almost finished bag. Here's the very pretty shiny ruffle that I got for it. Kind of a hard angle to show at, but once I've finished the last touches, I will properly put the straps on and show it off. Ignoring the mess of craft materials in the background, here is what the bag looks like. I have some lobster claws and hooks on there. I'll show those in a moment, but it's very cute, very soft. It feels kind of like a pillow, so I think I might call it a pillow bag. But anyways, I'll show you the other parts. I hope this is in focus, but here is the one of the lobster clips, and this keeps getting crooked, but I guess that happens to every bag. But here I used some bias tape I had left over from another project, and just kind of sewed it closed on one end. Maybe you could have sewn on this side too to make it more uniform, but it's okay. It matches really well with the ruffle that I added on. It's very cute. So my next step that I did before putting on the clasps actually was to make sure that all of this was sewn closed as well after I turned everything inside out. The panel inside is very loose, so it's more of a nuisance than a helpful organizing kind of component. So I might add in some magnetic clasp, a little mini one, to keep it in place while you're rummaging through your bag or something, or through this bag. And there's some parts like here where I might cut this factory stitch on the ruffle off because it's showing. It's the only part that it's showing, so I might just do that. Let's see. I'm gonna add a magnetic clasp here so you could close the bag. And let's see. Aha. Here I would like to add a detachable applique on a mini safety pin. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that right now. Here I have my 2-part epoxy. Maybe I don't need this strong of glue, but I just like the security of it. Here is my applique, which is a cluster of roses over a ribbon. Here is the mini safety pin, with a flat edge where you could attach decorations. And here are some pliers I might use to hold this while I apply the glue. It won't take very long. I think it takes about 30 minutes for it to dry, so I'll be right back with hopefully this dry and no glue on my fingers. Using the paper that the craft store gave me, then they used to wrap all the stuff I bought, I put a little pile of equal parts A and B of epoxy, and I mixed it with one of the packaging corners, and then that way I don't have to worry about cleaning up anything like the spatulas that come with these kind of things. And over here is where I have the applique. Let's see if that... Okay, well I guess that just... There we go. Maybe that's in focus. So I decided to put it upside down. I'm not going to be able to hold onto that clasp for 30 minutes. And hopefully it sets evenly. I have it set so that the ribbon hides the silver part and it doesn't shine. Or so that you don't see it, you know. And when it's dry, I'll put it on and see how it looks. Hello, I'm here at Design Festa Gallery to show the bag that I made that I put in for all of March. I forgot to finish filming before I brought it because I've been very busy, but I'm going to show you now, so I'll see you in just a moment. Here is Design Festa Gallery in Harajuku. It's a bit in the back streets after Takeshita Street, but very easy to get to. And it's free to enter. You can see whatever art is up in there and everything is up for sale. Here is the okonomiyaki restaurant. Here's how it looks on and in the gallery as well, so yay! A little bit burnt adds flavor. Now it's complete. The egg is underneath. We got our dessert. We'll see how it turns out.あんこちょっとね、あんこちょっとチョコみたい、溶け、なんだっけ、melted。あれで550円。あ、溶ける。
あと5分ぐらいです。
はい、ありがとうございます。助かりました。ありがとうございます。 わあ、何個もできたね。
ね